Welcome to Vietnam, a country of wonders, peace and beauty, with diligent, loving and hospitable people. Vietnam, a country of 4,000 years of history, of resilient vitality, patriotic zeal, peace, independence, freedom-loving people, determined and tenacious in struggles against foreign invaders, yet dynamic and creative in nation building. Vietnam, a land of astounding beauty, ancient culture, with many of UNESCO's recognized natural and cultural heritages. It all started with the myth of origin, when Dragon Father Lac Long Quan led 50 children to the sea, and Fairy Mother Ao Co led 50 children to the mountains. Generations of Vietnamese have laboured and strived to build, develop and protect the vast S-shaped land. On September 2nd, 1945, the Democratic Republic of Vietnam was born, officially opening a new era in the history of the Vietnamese people, an era of independence, freedom, democracy and happiness.
Nước Việt Nam có quyền hưởng tự do và độc lập, và sự thật đã thành một nước tự do độc lập. Toàn thể dân tộc Việt Nam quyết đem tất cả tinh thần và lực lượng, tính mạng và của cải để giữ vững quyền tự do độc lập ấy.
Under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam, the people of Vietnam have overcome numerous difficulties and hardships to emerge victorious in heroic struggles to gain independence, freedom and national unity. Today, Vietnam is a country of peace and stability. The state of Vietnam is a state of the people, by the people and for the people. People have the right to directly elect the National Assembly, the supreme body of state authority, having constitutional, legislative, policy planning for national development and state organ supervision functions. People are always the centre, the goal and the engine of development. The state pursues all policies and guidelines with a view to bringing to its people a life of wealth and happiness in peace, independence and freedom. In Vietnam, human rights are respected, implemented and brought into full play without any discrimination in terms of gender, race or religion. All citizens proactively engage themselves in every aspect of the country's political, economic, cultural and social life. By the end of 2012, Vietnam had about 800 news agencies, more than 1,000 news websites and more than 17,000 press card holders. Along with the increase in broadcasting time, the expansion of broadcasting coverage, the Voice of Vietnam Radio, the Vietnam Television and other provincial radio and television produced programs in ethnic languages in order to ensure the information access of ethnic minority groups who live in far remote areas. Vietnam is one of the world's top 10 fastest growing internet countries with about 31 million internet users. In spite of different identities, each of the 54 ethnicities in Vietnam live in harmony, show compassion to one another and join hands in the construction and protection of the country. This harmonisation is characterised by the Vietnamese ethnic community's history and culture. Thanks to the policy of equality among the ethnicities and mutual assistance for mutual development, the material and spiritual life of the ethnic minority groups is being increasingly improved. Vietnam is a multi-religious and multi-belief country with a bunch of spiritual customs and norms. Freedom of religion and belief is respected and guaranteed. The development of major religions such as Buddhism, Catholicism, Protestantism, Muslim and indigenous religions like Hoa Hao and Cao Dai, together with new religions, has formulated a diverse and harmonious picture of religions in the Vietnamese people's spiritual life. Since the implementation of reform in 1986, Vietnam has obtained outstanding achievements in terms of development. The annual GDP increases at an average growth of 6.7%. People's lives are improved. Vietnam is one of the first countries achieving the Millennium Development Goals in terms of poverty reduction. The institutions of market economy are basically completed and consistent in the country, with close connection with the world market. With industry and service accounting for 80% of the GDP, Vietnam is firmly moving forwards in the course of industrialisation and modernisation. Vietnam has become one of the leading countries in exporting rice and other commodities such as tea, coffee, cashew, seafood, textile, etc. The diversity in terms of quantity, types, quality with international standards and competitive price helped Vietnam's export items obtain a firm position in the international market and the trust of consumers all over the world. With the advantage of being a coastal country, with a coastline stretching 3,260 kilometres, along with thousands of islands, including the Spratly and Paracel archipelagos, the sea economy plays an important role in the economic development of the whole nation. The development of manufacturing and supporting industries plays an important role in the economy. Many new industries have attracted investment and obtained various achievements, including the petrochemical industry. Traditional industries are always maintained and developed, with thousands of craft villages and high-quality products. The exquisite talent of Vietnam's workers has brought the Vietnamese values to all continents. Infrastructure has been invested, upgraded and modernised, creating favourable conditions for cargo traffic, economic development and integration of the country, particularly in remote areas. Vietnam is in the process of economic restructuring, with priorities given to the application of modern technology towards green and sustainable growth. Investment in education and vocational training, is aiming at enhancing the quality of human resources in order to serve economic development, particularly in areas with special difficult socio-economic conditions. Given the favourable geographical location, huge market of 90 million population, golden population structures, abundant human resources of high skills, hard work, creativity, stable economic growth and transparent and liberal policies, Vietnam is an attractive destination for investment in the Asia-Pacific region. To date, Vietnam has attracted more than $213 billion of FDI, with about 14,500 projects from 98 countries and territories. Vietnam has a rich and long-lasting tradition with clear identity of cultural values representing each among the 54 ethnic groups. The belief of worshipping King Hung has been developed from the working life and process of national defence and development for thousands of years, which serves as the spiritual strength and cohesive factor to unite the Vietnamese people with the tradition of being grateful to one's benefactor. Vietnam has many world intangible heritages that have been recognised by UNESCO, which vividly reflect the rich and diverse cultural identity, such as Nha Nak, the Royal Court music, space of Gong culture in the Central Highlands, Bac Ninh folk music, swan singing in Phu Tho, Zom Festival, etc. Besides preserving traditional cultural performances such as Tuong, classical opera, Cheo, Kai Luong, renovated theatre, water puppet, and Ca Chu, song with clappers, Vietnamese culture also acquires the best from other cultures in the world. Promoting the national traditions of friendship, together with the foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, peace, diversification, multilateralisation in external relations, actively participating in the regional and international integration, Vietnam has gradually affirmed itself as a reliable partner and responsible member of the international community. Vietnam has successfully completed the role of non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for 2008-2009, successfully held the 7th Francophonie Summit 1997, 5th Asia-Europe Meeting Summit ASEM, 14th Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit APEC in 2006, 6th ASEAN Summit in 1998, the ASEAN Chair in 2010, and confirmed its increasing role and position in the international arena. Vietnam has made active contributions to the building of ASEAN community by 2015, creating a cohesive, linked, united and strong ASEAN, having an increasingly important role and position in the regional and international arena, striving for the common goal of peace, stability, cooperation and prosperity. With the policy of deep integration into the international life, Vietnam has become the 150th member of the World Trade Organization, signed 8 free trade agreements, FTAs, and is actively negotiating the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, TPP, and other FTAs with key partners. Our foreign relations have broadened and deepened and become more effective. Vietnam has diplomatic relations with over 180 countries in all continents and trade relations with over 200 countries and territories. The relationships with neighbouring countries, namely China, Laos and Cambodia, are increasingly strengthened. Vietnam has established strategic partnerships with various countries. The relationships with our traditional friends have also been enhanced. In addition to the protection of national sovereignty and territorial integrity, Vietnam always strives, together with the international community, to maintain peace, stability, security, safety, and freedom of navigation in the region. Vietnam was among the first countries to accede to the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea and has been an active member of the convention. The Vietnam Maritime Law defines the sea areas under Vietnam's sovereignty, sovereign rights and jurisdiction pursuant to the provisions of the 1982 UNCLOS. Vietnam has collaborated with other regional countries to enhance efforts to maintain peace, stability, security, safety and freedom of navigation in the East Sea. ASEAN has released its 6 points principle on ASEAN's principles on the East Sea related issues. Reached consent upon the content of the elements of the Code of Conduct of Parties concerned in the South China Sea, COC. In addition, ASEAN and China released a joint declaration in commemorating the 10th anniversary of the Declaration of Conduct of Parties Concerned in the South China Sea, DOC. Vietnam has made active contributions and proposed practical initiatives at international organisations and forums in addressing global challenges such as climate change, natural disaster prevention, energy security, water security, etc. With political stability, rapid and sustainable economic growth, favourable investment climate, friendly and open-minded people, Vietnam is an ideal destination for international guests and investors. Coming to Vietnam, you can feel the strong vibrancy of life in our country and sense the values and souls of the Vietnamese people. The country of Vietnam, with thousands of years of traditions and culture, is taking firm steps on the path of development and integration, undertaking the goal of a strong country, democratic, fair and advanced country with rich people.